How's it going, guys? Welcome back to a brand new episode of Game Time in the Kitchen. Today I'm super excited because I'm making some pork bun. Has to be one of my favourite Chinese dishes, so let's get into it. To prepare your pork, you're going to need Chinese 5-spice powder, 1 cup of green onions, 1 teaspoon of ginger, as well as 1 teaspoon of garlic. You're also going to need 1.5 tablespoons of honey, as well as 2 tablespoons of rice wine vinegar. Next up is 1 tablespoon of soy sauce, followed by about 3 tablespoons of hoisin sauce. Last but not least, your pork tenderloin. To make your dough, you'll need 1 cup of warm water, as well as 3 tablespoons of white sugar. Next, you'll need 1 packet of dry yeast, 3 1/4 cups of plain flour, 3 tablespoons of canola oil, 1/4 teaspoon of salt, and last but not least 1.5 teaspoons of baking powder. So what we're going to do first is prepare the pork. So I got this beautiful pork tenderloin here. I'm just going to grab some Chinese 5-spice and just put this all over the pork. And there you go. The pork has the 5-spice on it, and this is ready for the pan. Now it's time to cook the pork, and I've already seasoned it. I'm just going to put it in the pan just like that. Just move it around a bit, make sure we get all the oil onto it. And this will cook for about 18 minutes, or I've got a meat thermometer here. You don't have to use this, but I want to use it until it gets to about 155 or so. So we're about halfway through the cooking, and just look at this. It started to char up really nicely. You can see the Chinese 5-spice there, a nice crust. It smells absolutely delicious, and I can't wait for this. Okay, so the pork is finished cooking. It looks absolutely beautiful, nice and charred like I showed you before. So I'm just going to take it out of the pan and put it into this dish, and let this sit for about 15 minutes or so, and then move on to making my dough. So I've cut up the pork, and now I'm going to put it into my bowl. It looks so good. I'm so excited for this. I've already tried some. It's delicious. Just like that. Then I'm going to grab my green onions that I've cut up before. Put some of that in. Then I've got some soy sauce. That goes in there. Got some ginger. Freshly minced garlic, and I've got some honey, then some rice wine vinegar, and last but not least, some hoisin. Alright, so the pork is in the fridge now, just cooling down for a bit, and what I'm going to do now is start on the dough. So I've got 1 cup of warm water, just going to go in here like that. I've got 3 tablespoons of sugar, just plain white sugar, just like that. And then I've got a packet of yeast here, which you can just get from basically anywhere. I got mine from Woolies, super easy to get. Just pour that on top like that. So once all the yeast is out of the packet, we're just going to let this sit here for about 5 minutes or so and bloom, and it'll become nice and fluffy and foamy, and then we'll start adding in the other ingredients to the dough. Alright, so the yeast mixture has become nice and bubbly and foamy. So what I'm going to do now is I've got 3 tablespoons of canola oil in this cup. I'm just going to add that in there like so. Then I've got 3 1/4 cups of flour, just plain flour. Just adding that into there. And just 1 crack of salt, which is about 1/4 teaspoon. Then I'm going to grab my spatula, just mix it around. I'm mixing it until a dough forms that I can use with my hand, I can mold with my hands. So I'm not trying to create anything big or anything like that with this. I am just trying to create like a soft, small bit of dough that I can mold with my hands. That I will then put onto the table and knead into the pork bun dough, into the actual buns. So there. So we've got sort of this like dough kind of thing happening here, little like clumps. So what I'm going to do now is I've got a bit of flour over here. Just going to grab some of this and just flour my bench. We don't want anything sticking. Yeah. Just like so. Then I'm going to pour this out onto here like this. There you go. And just knead with our hands, making sure that everything gets incorporated together. So once it's like this, and it's all just in one ball, that's good, that's what you want. So bringing everything together now, and we're just gonna knead it down and push, making sure everything stays combined. Make sure we use all the flour. There you have it. This is the dough for the pork buns. All done. Alright, so now that we've got our dough nice and rolled up here, I'm just going to get some cooking spray from over here. I'm just going to spray the bowl, just to make sure that when we take it out of the bowl, it doesn't stick. Just put it in like this. Grab some Glad wrap. And you want to put this into a nice warm place until it doubles in size. So, it's actually quite a warm day today, so I'm just going to go outside and chuck it onto a chair and leave it there until it doubles in size. So, yeah. Alright, so the dough has doubled in size in the warm area, and literally all I'm going to do now is just take my fist and punch it down. That gets rid of the air in the dough. Alright, now we're just going to let this rest for about 5 minutes or so, and then we'll come back. And I'm just going to grab my little bowl of baking powder, just put this on the surface like I did with the flour, spread this all around, and then grab my dough. This is why I oil the bowl, sorry. It's so much easier to get out. Oh, this feels so weird. Just kneading dough in the baking powder just until I get the same elastic consistency as I did with the flour before I wait another 5 minutes, and then I can cook. I can properly cook.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the main event of the evening. And now
So you just want to roll out your dough with the rolling pin until you get a nice circle shape. This isn't a circle right now, but it will. Just like this. Then you want to take some of your filling, place it in the center, like that. And then fold up all the corners to meet each other. Just like that. And grab your fingers, create like a little ball, and roll it around. And twist at the top. Like that. And smush it down a little bit. And there you go. There's your pork bun. So this is going to get steamed with a few other ones. We got the steam basket over here, and I'm going to boil some water and put it onto the stove. So I've got my 2 little pork buns in the steam basket here. I'm just going to place it on top of my boiling water here, and place the lid on. And these are going to steam for about 15 minutes or so, and you'll see once they're done that they become about triple in size, and then we can start eating. So the pork buns are all done. I've taken them out of the steam basket. Look at that. You can see in this one that the juice is just trying to come out. It's so beautiful, so colourful, and it smells so good. I'm going to grab my knife and just cut one open. Oh, look at the inside of that. All that pork and the hoisin sauce and the garlic and everything. It looks so good. Oh, I'm going to take a bite. It's so hot. Oh. Well, that's all I've got time for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. I sure as hell know that I enjoyed making these pork buns, and I'm sure the video was really good. So I've got a great video for you guys next time, and I'll see you then. Peace.